Matthews, and as you know, I run Empowered STEM. And Empowered STEM is an A-level course provider, and we provide A-level courses in biology, chemistry, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So today, I wanted to come into this live stream, and this is a really important topic I want to talk about. It's how to build internal motivation in teens. This one seems to be a topic that we're asked about the most at Empowered STEM by the teens, by the parents. It's this one. It's how do you build internal motivation in teens? How do I get my teen to be motivated? So let me ask you this. Is it, parents, that no matter what you do, no matter how much you bribe, how much you threaten, how much you reward, whatever you do, nothing seems to stick when it comes to motivation? When it comes to studying for A-level maths and A-level science topics? Well, if this is true, parents, and I empathize with you, I do, because every parent wants their teen to be successful. Every parent wants their teen to earn an A or an A star in A-level maths, A-level science, and be a competitive candidate for the chosen programs in medicine, dentistry, veterinary, financial, and engineering at the universities in the UK. Of course they do. But the problem that the parents have is this, is that even though they want it for their teen, the teen doesn't seem to be motivated. And the reason there's a problem here is this, is because motivation, successful motivation, it's not external, it's internal. You see, motivation, successful motivation doesn't come from external pressure. So if you bribe your teen, if you threaten, if you cajole, if you take stuff away, if you argue with them, it's not going to work, because that is external motivation. That is external pressure. And that kind of motivation doesn't last. It fades. Okay? The motivation that does last, the motivation that doesn't fade, is internal motivation. And it's the internal motivation which is the most powerful, because this is a motivation that lasts, because the teen, your son, your daughter, is motivating themselves rather than being motivated. So what I'm going to do today in this live stream is I will show you how to build internal motivation in your teen that lasts even when you aren't there. And it just keeps on going. So this is the problem. Like I said, this is a problem, is that motivation, we all seem to fall into the external motivation camp. Now, parents, you've probably seen this yourself. At work, are you internally motivated or are you externally motivated? You're externally motivated. You have to show up to work. You have to do what the boss wants you to do. Why? Because otherwise you will get fired and you won't have a job. This is external motivation. You won't be able to pay the rent. You won't be able to pay the mortgages. You won't be able to pay for the groceries. External motivation is what makes you comply with what society wants you to do in terms of a job. If we take that idea and we then move it into your teens world, which is the A-level maths and the A-level chemistry, then to them, external motivation is this. External motivation is grades, deadlines, fear of failure, rewards, the top four. They need to get the grades, the A of the A-star prediction, in order to be competitive candidates for the chosen program at the chosen university. They need to make the deadlines. They've got to get the UCAS deadline. They've got to get the UCAT, the BMAT deadline. They've got to get it done by the mock exam deadline. They've got to get everything studied by the end of year 12, the end of year 13 deadline. And if they don't, then it's fear of failure. Now, fear of failure means they're either afraid of failing you as mom and dad. Well, I don't want to make my parents upset, do I? I mean, They've worked hard to help me get through school and to help me get through university. I don't want to fail my parents, but it's also social failure. They don't want to be the one in the social group that fails A-level chemistry. Okay? They don't want to be the one that when the teacher's handing back the papers, the marked papers, they're the one that got the U. There's also rewards. Well, if you study all week, well then on the weekend, yes, you can go hang out with your friends, you can go to the movies, you can do what you want to do, all right? If you get the grades up by the end of the half term, by the end of the term, then yes, you can do this. There is a reward attached to it. The problem with external motivation is this. External motivation doesn't last. As soon as you take away the external threat, the motivation goes away. So, for example, the best one is this. What did they do over the summertime? We're all done with year 12 now. It's summertime. Time for me to do what I want to do. So, do you want to get some light revision work in for year 13? No. Why not? Oh, can't be bothered. What's the point? Exactly. Or at the end of year 13, when they've sat their A levels, well, I'm just having a break for a pop off to uni. Right. And so external motivation doesn't last. It's short term. As soon as you take it away, then it just disappears. Kind of like a fog. It's just gone. Okay. Now, what does last is internal motivation. Internal motivation lasts. So even when you're not there, parents, internal motivation lasts. And there's a reason that internal motivation lasts. And that is because internal motivation is linked to purpose and identity. Okay, so let's break this down. Internal motivation is linked to purpose. Yes, they have a purpose for doing the A level. I'm taking A level chemistry, biology, maths, the top three. Why? Well, because I want to be a doctor. What kind of doctor do you want to be? I want to be a heart surgeon. Right. And so therefore, I need to get the A star in A-level chemistry, biology, maths, so that I can go to the chosen university and study the chosen medical program that I want to be, and then I can be a doctor. They have purpose behind what they're doing. It's also linked into identity. Now, with identity, what I mean by this is they see themselves as being somebody who is successful. They see that. I am somebody who gets the A and the A star in A-level biology, chemistry, maths. It's what I am. I am the person who's academic. I'm the person who gets it. And so when you link internal motivation into purpose and into identity, then this is a kind of motivation that sticks. Now, you got to stop and ask yourself, what kind of motivation do you think that we teach at Empowered STEM? It's internal motivation. We don't do the external motivation. Why? Because external motivation we know fades. We teach internal motivation. When we're doing our academic coaching, we teach internal motivation. And the way that we teach internal motivation, one way is that we rewire your team's purpose and their identity.